A very good morning to Miss Shivada and my fellow friends. Hope you all doing good and stay safe at home. So today I'm going to talk about supplier and attraction, which is in chapter 7. In this chapter I'm going to explain about rail travel. The meaning of rail travel is between two specific locations, which is travel topic and transportation. Rail travel includes everything from heritage steam train to high-speed bullet train. Sightseeing or dinner train of the convenience speed that means a modern transportation. For the travelers, they available information about rate, service, and very grateful. Moreover, they have example of variation which is luxury rail travel, commuting rail travel, as cheap and as efficient as air or other land transport. After that, long distance rail travel. Finally, rail enthusiasts. Rail enthusiast is interested to see the railway station, the locomotives, rolling stocks and related parts. That person can be called railway enthusiast and train spotter. Train travel is some countries' most suitable travel, which means of access regions with otherwise limited transportation option. In Russia, the Trans-Siberian Railway was the only coast-to-coast and trans was until a Trans-Siberian Highway opened in the 21st century. In Canada, the country was unfed by rail only until the Trans-Canada Highway was completed in 1961. In many countries, railway travel is a basic need of transportation, and travelers who must travel in by rail often encounter timetables and information being available in local language only. Poorly translate information or hard to understand ticketing requirement. After that, I'm going to give tips of travel by train. Before airplanes and automobiles exploded onto the scene, rail travel was the only way to travel across country. In some parts of world such as Europe and Asia, it's still one of the most standard modes of cities to city travels, and in others it remains as fairly popular alternative, and often the density of coverage of the road network compensates the space to move around while someone else does all the driving. And also it's more comfortable than air travel, especially in terms and legroom. And to those who don't like to be suspended 30,000 feet above the ground for the distance between 100 to 800, that is the method of fastest travel. Especially you need to go city center to city center. Raw first estimate is that a train in faster than competing air service. It takes 3.5 to 4 hours of less. As getting on a train usually doesn't require being at the station more than some 15 minutes priority of departure. For longer distance, it makes longer traveling in by air, but provide you the ground level view, the territory you visiting, and allows you stop the way. The price range is cheaper than even a full car in some countries. That high subsidized public transport to comfortable to or even higher than cheaper airline tickets in other countries that went their railway to generally revenue or have privated them. To explain about the things you have to keep in mind whenever you buy a ticket in a train. Be aware that it can be expensive in some countries to travel in a train, especially high-speed train. It can be as expensive as but more convenient than flying. When comparing price, read the fine print carefully. Both train and no-frill airline sometimes change. Things such as seat reservation, baggage, boarding passes, or certain forms of payment. Generally speaking, trains are cheaper the shorter the distance, while planes show a similar dynamic. It's much pronounced. Longer air flights are usually cheaper per kilometer than shorter airlines. Second thing is if you can book advance, many countries it's benefit from substantial discount. And a popular route of certain types, longer distance train can be fully booked. Reserving seat in the another end is usually incur a small surcharge. In this country, you will have to decide whether or not the train will be empty enough or for seat to be ready available. My third point is fare might be calculated by distance, speed, type, or train or market demand, with more popular routes and times being more expensive. My fourth point is many countries offer passes, allowing several journeys to be made within a region. Interrail for Europeans and Eurail for others are good value for those who quality and wise to travel extensive throughout Europe. Otherwise, the value gained from a ticket is inverse proportion to the area converse unless you spend the whole period of the passes train. Utah and the state of California offer similar deals for non-residents. And also my fifth point is in some countries tickets can be bought on the train, in others they must be bought before boarding to avoid the fines. In some countries both systems depending on the type of train. Buying ticket on the train might incur a surcharge or mean you can buy a discounted tickets that would have been available from the ticket office. Generally speaking, the best that can happen in if you buy tickets on the train is that they are as expensive as if you had bought them any other ways. My final point is some stations are not really close to anything, but most of the time the stations in are very close to the center of the city, certainly closer than the airport. If there one, a few airports have in turn gotten their own railway station in recent times. And also some tickets bought via smartphone app and usually checked by the scanning your screen. Note that a ticket on the smartphone with a discharged battery usually can't be checked. So this is my explanation about the train travels. Thank you.